Good morning. This is Gus, and Gus and I are just playing with a little bit of follow my direction this morning. So this horse had some pretty significant stress due to a lot of pressure. So if he was put in a position where he was asked to do something that was tied to some past trauma or stress that he was caused, he would get very, very uptight and nervous about that ask, and then he would act out by getting really hoppy in the front end, and very overly sensitive in his face. If you touched him in the face, he would get very upset about that. So he had quite a bit of stuff going on in his head. What I've worked on the most with him is getting him moving his feet and following my direction, even when there's other things going on out here and he's a little bit stressed. My goal is to keep him looking to me for direction. So right now, did you see him just turn his head to his right? There's a gate blowing over there, and it's a little windy today. It's fall in Oklahoma, so it's always a tiny bit windy. This isn't drastic at all, but it's cool. It was 42 this morning, and that creates a little freshness in a horse, and so it makes him a little watchy, as I'd like to call it, and that's okay. I like a horse that's aware of his surroundings, but what I want him to do is check in with me. So do you see how he's listening to me? And if anybody else is listening to me, then I'll show you what this looks like when I warm him up. What I'm doing is just getting this horse back to work. I don't know if you can tell how square he is from this angle. He's very square. His saddle doesn't currently fit because he's so wide in the back. That's because when we moved, Gus got some serious time off, and he's been turned out on 10 acres all summer, and now he's rotund. So we're working on that. And my goal is to bring him back into work and into shape by getting his mind focused on me and calm and quiet and thinking, so that we can move forward with his training. So I'm going to grab my flag, and I do use a flag as an extension of my arm. Do you see the tension in this horse when I just reached down and picked that up? That's because at some point he denoted something in someone's hand with a weapon as a weapon and not as a tool. So I always have to start with him very slowly. This is a new flag. It's not the one I usually use that he's used to. This one smells different, looks different. It's a different color. I'm going to let him look at it. Good boy. And then I'm going to reward that by just quietly telling him that's okay. You're a good boy. And then we're just going to ask him forward a step, good boy, and back a step, and back a step, good boy. All I'm doing is just using my energy there, just moving him. I'm not doing anything else, just asking for one step. There it is. Good boy. I'm going to do everything very slowly with this horse because this horse is a high energy, very active minded, very stressed type of horse. You can see his eyes, his ears, his nostrils, just the whole tension in his face, because he's like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And when I see him relax, take a breath, and settle himself, then we're gonna do something particular with that. Waiting on him. Good boy. Donkeys are playing with the mounting block, because that's always helpful. Good boy. Good boy. Eyes are starting to soften a little bit, getting some blinking. He's thinking about it. Ears are a little bit softer, more relaxed. There he goes. There he goes. Good boy. There he goes. That's a good boy. Let's relax a bit. So the other thing I'm going to do is, for your reference, I'm going to position myself between two cones. Can you see that? I got a cone on this side, and I have a cone on this side. The purpose of that is that I don't want to work a horse here. Me having a horse on the end of my line has nothing to do with a horse running in circles around me. It has something to do with me helping the horse learn to follow my direction, look to me for direction, and for me to be aware of places where this horse might need some help. So I can check him for soundness. I can also check to make sure that when I ask him to move his shoulder one way or the other, good boy, I can get the shoulder to move one way or the other without me moving. The goal is that I stay still. There he goes. Good boy. If he were to come toward me, good boy, that's very nice. Look at you. Good boy. I'm just asking, like I said, snorty mornings are the best. Just asking him to move sideways. I'm lifting my hand and pointing the direction I want him to go. What I don't want him to do is come forward into me. If he were to come forward into me, he would be encroaching on my space. I've made this my space. This is my bubble here. And for me to know where he's at in his thinking, I need to know, does he come rushing forward past me? When I lift my hand and point, does he move his shoulder across and go the direction I'm pointing? I want him to rock back a little and go to his left. There it is, just like that. That's what I want. Perfect, good boy. Now we're gonna go right. His right, my left, good boy. The goal is, my rope is as long as it can be. Good boy, there it is. There it is. I want the shoulder to go away from me and the body to move out and away or sideways, but not come forward into me. Good boy. Just like that, good boy. I do this in slow motion. Slow motion. If I were to get in a hurry, I'd get him rattled real fast, and then I'd have to bring his brain back into reality. A little bit dull there. Good boy there. Good boy. Sideways. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I'm moving one foot forward as I do that. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. This time I'm going to let him walk off. Good boy. Notice how his shoulder moves away. There it is. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. One step at a time. One step at a time. There you go. Good job. Moving away and out to create that circle. I am right in the middle of my cones still. Do you see the tension in that horse? Did you see him trot off? Oh my gosh, that was stressful. That was stressful because that's the frame of mind he gets in when we do this kind of work. Good boy, out. I'm just pointing, asking for it. I don't want him to go very far. I don't want him to get stressed and bothered this time. I want him to reverse. That's a nice roll in the shoulder, stepping out and away. This end requires a little more motivation this direction. Good boy. And the nerves are there, but we're quiet. Good. Good boy. Nice change of direction. Oh, good boy. And back up. Back up. I want him to be able to back, turn both directions, gently, quietly, without a bunch of fuss and stress. Good boy. I know. So many stressors. Good boy. Good boy. There it is. Good boy. Easy does it. Good job. Whoa. That way. Good boy. The goal is for him to not come into my space and for me not to leave my space. I don't want to be moving all over the place. If I'm out here chasing him around, that's counterproductive. It moves my feet. If my feet have to move my horse's feet, I'm doing it wrong. I shouldn't have to have all this energy out here. I should be able to stand quietly in one spot, give my horse direction. This is what that looks like from here. My hand's extended. This is my go hand. This is my lead hand. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're too fast. We're going to stop, change direction right there. The nerves get into play and he gets ahead of himself. He starts rushing. All I do is redirect. stop, pick him up, change direction. That's all I do. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Because that's what I'll do on his back. So rather than when this horse gets bothered on his back, when I'm riding him, when he gets nervous and uppity, which he has a tendency to do, rather than getting flustered and trying to take a hold of my reins and pull back or stop him, God forbid, making a horse stand still when they're up and they're nervous is catastrophically dangerous. So he needs to move. He needs to move his feet for that energy and anxiety to come out. He needs to move his feet. What he doesn't need to do is move his feet faster than I asked or in a direction that I didn't ask for. So rather than getting upset about that, I just say, hey, remember me? I'm the person at the end of that rope who gives you security, calmness, stability. You look to me, you think it through, you come back when you're stressed, check in with me. Check in with me. When you're good, I leave you alone. There it is. Quiet, calm walk. Good boy. Good boy. The moment I see him stress, right there, ears left me, attention left me. We're going to change direction right there. Good boy. Stay with me. Stay with me. Good boy. Stay with me. Right there. Direction changed, bring him back to me. And all I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, when you get bothered, look to me. Look to me, I got your back, buddy. I got you. Nothing is gonna get you. That was a nice step across there. He started to go behind, but he corrected himself and stepped over in the front end. That was really nice. As he stays, good boy, right here, right here, right here. One ear on me and walking, good. Let him follow through with that circle, because that one he was thinking it through and paying attention. He didn't leave me. His focus didn't leave me. Good boy, this way. Good boy, little bit of bother there. So this is how I warm this horse up. This is what we do. Once I have him thinking calmly and really looking to me, right there, he says, this side is so scary. All the wind happens over here. Good boy. I'm gonna change some direction here a few times. Good boy. He's getting hurried. He's getting in my space. I'm gonna move him out and back him up a little next time. Good boy, right here. Good boy. We're just gonna focus on me a minute, changing direction frequently so that his brain comes back, because I want him to look to me and forget what's happening over there with the wind and the tall grass blowing. Good boy. Good boy. Still has a purse slip. Oh, but we're coming around. Coming around. We're going to stop and think about that for a second. Good boy. And then we're going to walk on. Nope, not going backward. Good boy right there. Good job. Good boy. That's a good boy. You can still hear his breathing is a little fast. He's still a little worried. Good boy. Whoa. Awesome. Oh. Look to me. Good boy, and change direction. Good boy. Just point and go. Good boy. He's a little close. Give him some space. Give me some space and put some length in my rope there. So notice my objection isn't to lunge my horse around and around in circles. That is, to him, useless entertainment. It has no purpose. It doesn't serve us, except if I might want to see if I have a lame horse and I need to just trot him around for a half a second. But to just set him up and go in circles would be pointless to him. But what I'm doing is putting some intention in my turns, and I'm putting some purpose in what I'm doing. Good, that was nice. Good boy. That was such a light ask on my part and a light response on his. And look, he says, yep, Mom, hey, here I am. Good boy. That is so good. That is so good. This horse doesn't like his face touched. It takes him a while of working to get comfortable with that every time. It's been a process for us. Couldn't touch it at all when I first got him. We're finally where we can do some things here. Oh, that's a good boy. He's so good. Good boy. So that's warming up. That's getting set for our ride, getting set for what we're going to do today. I'm going to ride him bareback, so I definitely want him looking to me and paying attention. I hopped on him bareback in the field and brought him up to ride today, and that was prancy. So I knew we had some work to do on the ground. I'm Amy Riles with Honestly Horses. I hope that's helpful. If this is helpful, I have a clinic coming up November 5th at my place right here in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. If you're interested in joining me for that, I would love to have you. Space is limited. We don't have a whole lot of parking set up here yet. My rooster would like to welcome everyone as well. He's very happy to see you this morning. Thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. Click that like and subscribe if this is helpful. And until next time, happy trails. Have a great day.